Festivals like Lumenaura are so beneficial to cities. I had the pleasure to serve as chair of the Public Arts Committee in 2 different cities prior, and have seen how creating places and opportunities for guests to come in from outside the city really helps them discover the beauty that already existed in that city. So they may come for the events, but they stay for all the wonderful things that the city has to offer. And that really does support the cultural economy and drive more cultural tourism to that city.
I mean, something like this in a town like Aurora, I think is, vitally important because it brings people together and it gives people a reason to go out and appreciate something as a community. Multiple studies show that there's obviously an economic incentive for everyone, that art revitalizes and brings, an economic boon to businesses around. But I think that it's more than that. I think that especially as the winter months approach, it's important for people to have a reason just to be with one another, and what better way to do that than to appreciate art together.
Public art is, kind of people's well-being, I think is a hugely important thing. Like there's loads of scientific data behind how communities who have art in the community are generally in better states of mind. But I think also for things like driving footfall to retail, bringing people into the city that might not have come otherwise, it's kind of a win-win situation for everybody, the public, for businesses, for the city as a whole.
The areas that are funding the art also have some of the greatest artists that are coming out of these areas. And so when art becomes the natural resource, which it is in other parts of the world, then it becomes the heartbeat of that community too. And we want that to happen here.
Making art, again, it's also like you express who you are, and also, it brings joy to a lot of people. And that's, kind of rewarding to see how people interact to a piece, maybe get inspired too. So that's why we think it's really important for arts, especially in schools, because it helps children, become creative.
I think that Aurora does a great job of supporting and creating opportunities for all the artists that are in the city to continue to be creative and imaginative, because I think that music and art is those type of things that tap into the emotions of people and the things that can't be said. The words, when we don't have words to say things, that's when we make music and that's when we make art.
As a newly elected mayor, I had to decide if we were going to try Lumenaura for a second year and make a second investment. And what I realized was that not all art is tangible. A lot of it is experiential, and we've already made some heavy investments. Going to the Paramount in downtown Aurora is an experience that comes with great memories. And it was reading through all of the feedback that we got from the community in the first year that we did this. People have those magic moments that are captured of their kids running around on the pond and the lights changing colors under their feet and all the laughter in the air. Couples wrote in about their date nights, and everybody seemed to love the music and the entertainment that we had brought downtown to be part of this. So not all art is going to be a painting on a wall, and it's really the experiences that bring our community together that really make Lumenaura special. And it's also has that very modern, contemporary touch to it, that this is a very unique experience that you can't get anywhere else.
Monochronicle is a platform designed to connect artists, fabricators, collaborators, and create really cool immersive experiences. Everything was designed from the perspective of the user experience, how people are going to walk, how they're going to see art. We wanted them to go to one point and then see art on the other point, so they know where to go and just follow this natural path. At the same time, we wanted to create various experiences so people could go through it like a little maze. And one of my favorite things was putting together the old school payphones and the old school analog TV together in one street, so kind of like a retrospective and bringing together past and the future.
When we started touring artworks, it felt like it was maybe it felt like there were less shows out there. And I think that's probably driven by people wanting experiences. Material belongings are one thing, experiences are another. There's a real drive, I think, for people to have an experience-driven thing to take with them in their mind. Experiences is something that you can't take away.
It's always great, the fact that, you know, Aurora is constantly trying to do things that are family focused and to get people to come back out in downtown and to see things. And yes, yesterday, you know, once I got off of work, I met up with my wife and my kids, and we got to go and here at Water Street and see all of the new displays that are up. It was super cool. It was very, very cool, and the kids absolutely loved it. And I think we're gonna go back there today because it's really cool to see, you know, the type of art that's being displayed, the fact that you can touch it and not just look at it. I think they like that part of it.
For me, you know, when I was a kid, I always got a kick out of building something and having ownership over that piece, that feeling of having created something and being the person that was involved in it. And the reason that I like to do interactive art is because I want people to feel that same sort of ownership and connection with the artwork, so that they feel like they're not just an observer, but they're a part of it too.
I think the reality is that art is the essence of beauty, and it sells. What it's really selling is the influence of the creators of these individual pieces. And as they prosper, you know, and bring in other people, what we're hoping to build is that connection of commerce through the art.
When we work with artists, we take it from the perspective of being artists on our own. And we always want artists to feel good. We want them to feel supported and have everything they need, like resources, communication throughout the festival. So we invited artists through open call, but we also invited some established artists like This Is Loop or Big Art, because we wanted to bring attention to this festival and we wanted to bring people so we could support the economy. And I feel like working with emerging artists that combine this creativity and technology is the best way to push the boundaries and create innovative art in public spaces.
I think it's just a really good vibe of the whole city coming together and getting to enjoy something. You can tell that a lot of people didn't realize that art could come into this form, and it's just really eye-opening for a lot of people. I think the best part about these festivals is you truly have people giving a lot of wow moments. And that's just something I just don't think a lot of people get in their daily life.
I mean, Aurora has really done some cool things here. I mean, like quadrupled the amount of artists, and thank you to Aurora for supporting local artists. I think it's super important to do that. Not a lot of municipalities do that, so a big thank you to Aurora. I'm super excited for this festival to kick off.
So I'm Oliver. I work with Visual Power. We are from Hungary and we are specialized in light art installations. Yeah, so we are building bonfire right now. We have 266 pieces of such LED bars, and we are putting them in a way that it's gonna give a bonfire structure. Yeah, so this is my first time in the US, and we think of this opportunity as a stepping stone to kind of gain more exposure.
This is the first chance that we've had to exhibit our work outside of Wisconsin. That's where we're based in Milwaukee. So this is really exciting for us to share our work in another community. But it's amazing to come out. We've already met a number of the other artists coming from around the country, around the world. So people to come and share their work with a new audience, meet one another as artists, and bring the community out to experience new, experimental, and exciting artistic creations.
Some of our favorite shows are working with cities, because cities have this wonderful opportunity for placemaking. And we love when cities invest in creating these wonderful cultural tourism destination opportunities for guests to come in and explore and see beautiful art, but also discover the beauty of the city and hopefully come back to shop and dine.
It takes a lot of knowledge and experience to put on a festival like this. There are a lot of little things that go into it: logistics, international shipping and customs, accessibility. The City of Aurora was a great partner in producing this festival. They really went above and beyond getting everything we needed to pull this off. From working with the city electricians to planning to hay bales at an installation that they put out without us even, bringing that up or asking for it. They really just gave us everything we needed, and it went really smoothly as a result.
It does contribute to the economic prosperity. I've heard that from the city planners. It's attracted people with development. I hope it continues to do so. And we also have this beautiful Fox River running through our downtown, so that's part of it. That's a big part of it.
We're also bringing a lot of people who are interested to see what is going on here, what is the spectacle, or what actually is going on in Aurora. And the buzz is there because we have the publicity, we have the marketing, we have an excellent team of consultants. Creatives are contagious. So the programming we bring and we present, and then the scale of it can only grow from Aurora all the way to Chicago. We have partnered with Metro. So we are bringing people all the way from the city and all the suburbs, which are connected with the railroad network. And it can only get bigger and better every year.
Festivals like Lumenaura that involve technology and light art, yes, it requires funding and may cost like hundreds of thousands, but then it brings return to the community. And Americans for the Arts did research on this, and they concluded that $1 invested in arts and culture brings about $9 back through hotel stays, businesses, dining around, and creating those jobs around the festival.
So one of the big challenges to starting any new organization or any new big event is the first couple years, because it's not big. And to get it big, you've got to be successful, which takes a little bit of funding from the municipality. In this instance, not only did the city put money in, but the alderman sponsored the event. We got a lot of private donations from downtown businesses. Very grateful for the 2 electrician unions that sponsored this event, that saw value in seeing this really cool show come to our downtown. But it's key to have that heavy promotion and investment. It's important to chase grants when they're available and to find the people who in the community are benefiting. So some of the downtown businesses that'll benefit from this, chipping in a little bit to make it all come together and be a success. We're hoping that year 3 is bigger. We're gonna have to depend a little bit more on private sponsorships if we carry this event out in the future.
Now that Lumenaura is over, I really miss it, and I miss all the artists we work with, because bringing artists, it's not just creating an artwork, it's the whole experience of communicating with artists, who they are, what are their ideas, how they build it. And it's very interesting, fascinating to me to just have a dinner or like, you know, private conversation with them and see where they come from, how did they come up with this idea, why is this and not something else, and what is ahead, what are they planning on doing more in the future. So for me, as a curator, working with artists, it's not just building art, it's the experience that we go through. And I feel like by having good experience, they share this vibe with the whole community.